Okay guys, so here I'm going to show you how to do telescopic joint. The telescopic joint is really good when it comes to mechanical rigging and so forth, and I'm going to show you how to apply that to this particular, how to set up the system using this particular software, how to set it up. So we go in here, we're going to go to our joint tool, you can double click on our joint tool, get our options, turn off your scalable compensate. It doesn't always solve the elephantitis issue, but it can sometimes. Alright, so we can go here, and just to keep things straight, I'm going to do snap to grid. So what I'm going to do is click on the base, just like click in the middle, and then click on the top. Hit enter. So what we have is an initial joint system here. I'm going to create some locators now. Let's go to create locator. I'm going to keep my finger on the V key, or you can just kind of move them since we're already in snap to grid. We can turn that off later. And I can go in here and just say Control D, duplicate him. He doesn't have a system underneath him. You got to be aware of that too. So you should be alright. Just snap it right there. We got our guy set up. So what we need to do now is we need to actually make a point constraint for each one of these locators. We want them to be constrained to these bones, so that the bones move with them. So we'll grab the locator, shift select the bone, and we go to constraint. Open up your point constraint. Make sure it has maintain offset on, and hit add. They're right on top of each other, but I like to get into the habit when it comes to two objects to make sure I have maintain offset on. It's very important. Alright, so grab the locator, shift select the bone, and hit the G key to repeat the last process. You can test it out. You can see they're following along and so forth. Let me do zoom out a little bit. Turn off the snap to grid. Don't need it right now. So you'll notice when I grab the locator and I move it, you'll notice this guy doesn't do much of anything. You'll notice when I grab this guy here in the base and I move him along, you'll notice it breaks. We don't need it to break. What we want to do is grab our locator and shift select our bone. This is kind of what you do for the radius and ulna forearm if you're having a hard time understanding that process. But what we're going to do is use this locator and use that base so that they match up and line up. So what we'll do, go to our constraints, and this time we'll do an aim constraint. Set it to maintain offset and hit add. What this does, it allows the whole system to line up with each other. Pretty cool, huh? Look at that. So it's nice and straight. But let me show you how, in theory, this really works. So I'm going to go in here and make some geo. Let's go to polygons, grab my cylindrical object. Some people don't like interactive because I know Max and used Max for years. Interactive is awesome. So we're going to hit the V key, just drag it over. There we go. I have little sound effects. Keep it interesting. Let's move them up there. Oh, he doesn't want to move up. There we go. Sweet jibs. And then now, Control D, duplicate it, move it down. I'm going to scale him down a little bit so he looks like a piston. Okay. Go like this, move that up. Hit W, and down, and sweetness. So what we're going to do now, let me hit the 5 key. You're like, oh, where's my bones? Remember, we can do X-ray joints. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to have these guys parented underneath the correct item. Grab the geo, shift select the bone, hit P. That's pretty simple there. We've got child, then parent. Grab this guy, and since we know that the tip of the bone is moving, we're going to grab the bone, shift select, and hit P. So now when this locator is in action, check it out. I can move this, and we got piston action, baby. Aw, schnipple schnapple. Isn't that cool? And we can even move around. Look at that. And it all associates perfectly. Be like a cannon. Or it could be like a piston. Or it could be like a beer maker. Or it can be like a Chinese puzzle. So all sorts of cool stuff you can do with this. So that real quick, that is a telescopic joint. We're going to get into some more systems next week where we'll talk about expressions. I was wanting to do it this week, but I think this week we're going to talk a little bit one-on-one and see where you guys are at. And make sure you're not falling behind, because there are a few of you. It's all gravy. I ain't mad at you.